Welcome back. You're watching Nine News. Moving on to Asian news. In order to stimulate growth in the Chinese economy, the Ministry of Finance has announced to offer almost $400 million in loan subsidies to importers. The Ministry of Finance announced on Wednesday that it will offer $398 million in loan subsidies to importers for the purchase of high-tech equipment, raw materials and other components. According to the Ministry of Finance, the loan subsidies will be allocated from the central budget, with a 25% increase from last year. The specialized fund was established in 2008. From then, Beijing has offered a total of 9.5 billion yuan to importers. This is the latest move for Beijing to use fiscal spending to prop up growth and balance trade. Beijing has already provided a number of measures to help exporters and importers facing the global financial crisis. But according to Reuters, China's imports fell 2.6% in August from a year earlier, and exports only increased 2.7%, both missing investor expectations. Due to faulty window switches, Toyota is recalling more than 7 million vehicles worldwide, including some Yaris, Corolla and Camry models. This is the biggest single recall since 1996, when Ford called back 8 million vehicles. According to BBC, the faulty window switches affected 2.47 million cars in the US, 1.4 million in China, 1.39 million in Europe, and 138,000 in the UK. Toyota said there had been no reports of accidents, injuries or deaths due to the window problem. In the coming weeks, Toyota will contact owners with the affected models and ask them to bring their cars in for checks. Toyota said fixing the switch should take about 40 minutes, but the car maker did not say how much the recall would cost. The number of recalled cars is roughly the same to the sales for the whole of Toyota's last financial year. Canada indicated strongly on Tuesday that it would exclude Chinese telecom equipment maker Huawei Technologies from helping to build a secure Canadian government network because of possible security risks. A US panel said in a statement that Huawei posed a security threat to the country. The panel also recommended that parts or equipment made by Huawei and another Chinese telecom equipment maker, ZTE, should not be used by government contractors. And concerns of sensitive information and data collected and transmitted by the communications network, Canada says no to foreign firms. But Huawei confirms that they have no relations with the Chinese military. Meanwhile, the European Commission has delayed a trade case against Huawei and ZTE, easing tensions between the EU and China, its second biggest trading partner. Now moving on to sports news. Andy Murray and Roger Federer have both qualified for the third round, but in two very different ways.
Scotland's Andy Murray, winner of the US Open tennis major earlier this year, didn't play a single stroke, yet finds himself in the third round after both his opponents withdrew. Murray jokingly mentioned that they were his quickest matches ever, and he hadn't even lost a set. Meanwhile, world number 2 Roger Federer did have to beat his two opponents, and he did so easily, and only has to overcome compatriot Wawrinka to hold on to his top ranking through to the end of the year. World number 2 and Federer's biggest challenge, Novak Djokovic, who won the China Open last week, has quietly and effectively also moved into the third round.
The Department of Immigration considered Tyson's initial visa application under special conditions, as he has a criminal record for rape. He then received his visa, has since had it withdrawn, and now it's being considered again.
Once again, a government department has been made to look inept and unprofessional. Mike Tyson might have been an unbelievable world heavyweight boxing champion, and from a difficult background, but he has bitten off an opponent's ear and been convicted and jailed for rape. With this record, most people contend that he should never have been considered at all, but rejected out of hand. On the other side of the fence, he is a hero to a big group of supporters who would like him to come to New Zealand. Whether he is granted a visa or not remains to be seen, and until then the debate as to Tyson as a role model or not for our less fortunate kids will rage on.
Well, there have been some great Formula One races this year. It appeared that Fernando Alonso had one hand on the prize already. Now this has all changed.
Sebastian Vettel of Red Bull Racing has won 2 consecutive Grand Prix, and when the man at the top of the standings, Ferrari's Fernando Alonso, crashed out of the Japanese Grand Prix last week, his lead had shrunk to only 4 points. With 5 races remaining and Red Bull seemingly on a roll, it's going to be all on for both these drivers. Then, of course, McLaren's Lewis Hamilton has enjoyed a resurgence and won't be doing anything other than driving for a win and spoiling the other drivers' chances.
Now moving on to Happy Diner, introducing and reviewing favourite restaurants in Auckland.
Crispy chicken with dry chili oil is salty and spicy that will give a spark to your appetite. All the material we use in this dish comes from China, including chicken and chili. That's the reason why our Geleshan spicy chicken is different from others.
我们家的辣子鸡的特别就是
All the materials we use in this dish came from China, including chicken and chili. That's the reason why our Geleshan spicy chicken is different from others.
我自己选购回来的所以说呢炒出的味道就不一样了。
Another traditional Chinese spicy dish introduced by this restaurant is boiled fish, or fish fillets in hot chili oil. The boiled fish is usually served in a large dish. The first thing that captures your attention is often a whole layer of red chilies. After taking away those chili, the tender fish fillets are revealed.
水煮类呢香。
Combine classical Sichuan spicy dish with Wuhan special flavor would provide all customers an unforgettable experience.
所以说呢结合在一起呢，有些客人吃了就觉得这个味道呢很特别。
If you like this restaurant and would like to find out more, please visit www.istars.co.nz.